My name is Amarjot Singh, and I'm here to talk to Prashant Nair from Pune. Pune is one of my favorite cities where a lot of IT people live. And I was in Pune a couple of years ago. I have great respect for IT talent and uh, generally professionals who want to make Canada as their home and they want to go there. So Prashant is online with me from Pune, and he wants to ask some questions. Let's take a look at what questions he has regarding going to Canada. So Prashant, welcome to my discussion show, and then go forward with your questions.
Thank you, sir. A very good afternoon to all of you. Sir, in the interest of time, I will straight away shoot my questions one by one. My first
Yes.
question would be if you can describe the entire process from start to end, starting from eligibility to conclusion, what are the key milestones in the process? Because why I'm asking you this question is because in YouTube there are a lot of videos available where people quote differently about different topics and they confuse you. So if you can just summarize that in around 2 or 3 minutes to give us explain us what are the
Sure.
basic milestones in the process, that would clarify it end to end.
Yeah, sure. All the professionals like engineers, MBAs, accountants, and so doctors, anybody, all the professionals who have education, good English, sufficient experience, they can apply through something called express entry. Express entry is a points-based system by which the points dictate whether you are going to Canada or not. Based on the points, the Canadian government puts a little invitation, and then they will select people who want to submit the documents and then go from there. So typically, whole process takes about 1 year. The initial stages, you need to get all your documents ready, like your work experience documents, your salary slips, your job letter, your English IELTS, your assessment of education documents from Canada through agencies like WS. Once you have all these documents ready, then you make an express entry profile, and then just wait for the invitation to catch you, depending on how many points. Once they give you invitation, then you have some time to submit all your documents. And once you submit the documents, they take close to about 6 months or so to finalize your application. They also do a police check or medical check, your general background check on your employment and education history. And if there's nothing adverse in your file, you're given the visa from the Canadian High Commission, and then you go to Canada. So whole process will take about close to a year or so.
Thank you very much for that, sir. I wanted to typically ask you about a common question regarding these consultants who are available in the market. I came across few of them. What I have observed is they try to do spot selling by exciting you, by giving you lucrative promises about jobs and all. But what I have found is the consultant can at the most help you with the paperwork. They cannot give you a job in 99% of the cases. Depending on your credentials, the job market of Canada will be free to decide where to place you and what to, based on your caliber and quality. Second thing is, I have also observed that they give RCC numbers of different consultants who are actually based out of Canada or some other country and who don't belong to India. So when we are routing our profiles through them, what effect can it have? Will it really help us, or it is actually going to delay the process at a higher cost?
Let me give you a little 2 or 3 minute summary on what this process all about is. Many consultants, so-called consultants, visa specialists, and consultants who live outside Canada, they need to use a licensed consultant in Canada who is a ICCRC member or a Canadian lawyer to use their license number in their application to submit, because it is unauthorized, if not illegal, to submit all your applications without the license number. That means if they are charging any money, they need to have a license number of somebody who is authorized to practice immigration law in Canada, and then they can submit the file. So even though they are charging money directly, but they are using the licensee name and the number as a front to set up the application, and the visa officers looking at the license number. So that is a reality of the market today, because at the end of the day, everything is business, everything is money. So these consultants, if they cannot do business directly, they have to use some other license number in the application. So that's one thing. I've always maintained this, and the Canadian government has also emphasized that if you have to pay money to somebody for your application, you need to find out if that person is authorized. So, for example, if you're dealing with a company in India, so you need to find out whether that licensee, that number of the license, that person is actually talking to you or not. If they're not talking to you, then there's a disconnect between what you're getting and what you're paying for. So what I recommend is, even though many consultants here in India are spearheading the different license number, as a consumer, as a customer, you need to get hold of the actual person in Canada whose license number is being used, so that you have clear, transparent communication, and then you know where the money is being paid for, where the money is going to. The money technically has to go into the licensee holder's account in Canada, and they should give you a receipt from that account, so that you know that the money is in Canada now, not to some Indian bank. So that is a precaution that even the Canadian government says that you should do. And thirdly, if not last, if there's any problem in the application, if there's a wrong advice, or if there's a wrong outcome of the application, you need to have recourse to some action against the person. So the licensee name is being used. So if you need to take action, then you can take action against that licensee in Canada, not somebody in India, because Indian courts will not give you justice. So you need to file a complaint against the licensee in Canada. That is why it is extremely important that you deal with that person who's in Canada directly, and bypass everywhere in between. What I always tell people is, if you are in New Delhi or some other big city in India, and if you are dealing with a consultant who is in that business, uh, you need to tell them, look, whatever your fees is, this is your fees, I'll pay you separately, but I need to talk to that person in Canada. That is my first urgent requirement. If I cannot talk to that person in Canada, I'm not doing business with you, no matter how good your promise is. So that is my general background of how to deal with this thing. Second, all this business is sales and marketing primarily. If the consultant cannot promise you PNP or a job offer or some other kind of promise or phony, imaginative, scenario of Canada, I mean, they cannot sell you. You cannot be persuaded to give them 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs, or 2 lakh rupees. That's why they have to give you phony schemes. For example, when you tell me that they are promising you PNP, um, I'm skeptical about PNP from overseas, because PNP is designed in Canada for people who are living in Canada. It is not designed for people who are outside. Yes, there is a minuscule percentage of people who will get PNP based on certain criteria. Maybe they have extremely high points, maybe IT job, maybe they have relatives in Canada, highly, like relevant skills in that profession. Yes, in some cases, you will get PNP from overseas, but that is a very hardly minuscule percentage of points. And in your case, you are a finance professional. You have 14 years of experience. You have English at the level. You don't have a master's degree. I would be very suspicious if somebody offers you a PNP and say, "Look, give me 2 lakh rupees. I'll give you PNP." That's not going to happen. It is a death trap. Your money will be lost.
Thank you, sir. I find myself extremely blessed and lucky to connect with you, because I came across a couple of consultants, three of them, who are charging between the range of 2 to 3 lakhs and offering me PNP. Nobody is asking me to apply for express entry, citing that I am 35 years old. My points are less, so I cannot qualify for express entry. They are asking me to apply for PNP.
Yeah, if I were you, if my name is Prashant Nair, and if I'm talking to consultants, and consultants are giving me some promises, the number one question that I will ask them is this: look, are you making this promise on your own behalf, or the consultant in Canada is making me promise? That's my number one question. If it is, can you give this promise, or conditional offer, anything in writing? I need everything in writing. No more, just talking on the phone, or just like casual. So I need something in writing. Number three is that if you are offering me PNP and job offer or combination of both, can you give me some references of the clients who have got the similar job offer in the past 1 year? So perhaps you have made a job offer to somebody who is in my situation, and where is this person right now? Is he in Canada? Has he got been successful on his file outcome? I need to talk to them. If you are so confident and if you are so aggressively promoting this scheme, please, before I write you a check for 2 lakh rupees, can I get to talk to somebody in who has been helped in the same regard. So if it is true, if they have helped, they should not have any problem in passing the reference, provided the other person releases consent, and which I guess there's no harm in doing that.
Thank you very much for that valuable piece of advice, sir. You have really enlightened lives of many people. Anybody who's going to see this video is definitely going to be benefited. I really appreciate your time and the insights you have given. Because the problem is not in giving money to the consultant. The problem is the extent of cheating they do on you. And ultimately people borrow most of the times. I had been to couple of immigration seminars organized by some famous consultants in Pune. I saw them doing spot selling, and literally people are taking loans. They are giving offers. We have tie up with these banks. We can help you to get a loan and apply for all this. And then when I contacted them back after a couple of months, nobody has got any PR or any provisional nomination. Also, nothing in hand.
Look, as always in all markets, all industries, customer must be aware. There's an old phrase called customer beware. You must be very skeptical of any good promises or good unusual promises or unusual good promise that they make, because if it is too good to be true, it is likely not true at all. It's not, like everybody will get. If it was that easy and simple, then the whole of Pune and whole of Hyderabad and IT people, everybody would have been in Canada right now. So it's not, it's never that
Yes,
easy. Everything takes time and patience and the right steps at the right time. Everything.
that's true, sir. Thank you very much.
What are what are
I
what are
had
the
a couple of more questions.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What is the question?
The next question I have is once you land in Canada and get your SSN, how to search for a job? Because see, I am a stranger to Canada. I don't know the job market of Canada. Barring few websites I have seen on the net, I don't have any idea how to go about it actually. Because you will get a job only when you go there. The chances of getting a job India or a Canada profile sitting in India is very difficult. So let us look at the other part of it. If I land there, how do I effectively tap a job based on my credentials?
Let me give you my answer. All right. Uh, job search, job search is a formidable challenge anywhere in the world, whether it's in India, Bangladesh, Africa, Europe, anywhere you go, anywhere in the world, the job search requires patience, diligence, perseverance, and it takes time and money and to get going. And you should always plan for at least 6 months before you actually get your job of your caliber. Most people from all the countries, wherever they are from, when they go to Canada, they plan for close to, as I said, 4 to 6 months before they land the job, and you have to do the job search similarly as any Canadians would do locally who are living there, who are born in Canada, by going to website, by networking on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, and other places. Wherever you have connections, maybe there's an industry group, or just like in your case, finance group or automobile group or something. So you have to tap the right sources in social media and then put forth your LinkedIn profile and other profiles so that you attract the right kind of attention. That's all it is. If you have friends or relatives, maybe you can ask them if they can pass on to your lead, and then you can interview from here. But the Canadian government emphasizes that all express entry applicants should bring with them what is called settlement money, close to whatever money is required, for living expenses. Close to $18,000, $20,000, depending on what you're married or single, is something that you must carry because you need to pay for expenses. You need to rent a home, buy a car, insurance, other things. So till the time you don't get a job, you have money to survive. The Canadian government does not give free money to early immigrants and newcomers who come there. They will help you in job search. They will help you in resume preparations. They will help you in maybe referring to your job fairs and stuff. Yes, there are a lot of agencies, non-profit agencies in big cities in Canada, where new immigrants will find guidance. But at the end of the day, you are on your own. Give or take, you are on your own. That is why Canada is interested to bring in skilled people who have degrees, who have English, who have experience, who have money, so that that is the right combination for them to be successful in finding a job, and eventually they will be successful. Let me just give you some other statistics that close to 75,000 to 80,000 express entry applicants come to Canada every day. That may be plus or minus a few thousand, but uh, typically everybody who comes for overseas soon enough will find a job. Somebody will find a job, very immediately, depending on maybe they are IT engineers, maybe they are software specialists, maybe they are doctors, engineers, maybe they have already credential assessed, maybe they already have license, who knows. But depending on your own preparation, own background, it may take longer time, but does not matter. The point is, if you're going to Canada, you are going to a country where you have chosen to be there for some reason. You are fleeing India because you don't like India, or maybe you don't like the job environment or something, and you have chosen to make Canada as your home. So you are there for the long term. You are not there for 2 months, 3 months, and a tourist visa. You are there with lock, stock, and barrel. You have taken the luggage, everything. You have made this as a home. Eventually, you will find a job. If you don't find a job of your caliber, soon enough, maybe you'll do some intermittent jobs that like retail jobs or so. Excuse me. So at least you will get some money to survive in the initial stages. But eventually, everybody will be successful to some degree.
Thank you for that, Sajid. Thank you very much. Sir, where do we verify our educational credentials? Why I'm asking you this question is because there also the consultant charges you an exorbitant amount, and I've seen a couple of people who have posted their videos on the net telling that they did the verification themselves. I would be really interested in knowing the roadmap on how to get the credentials verified as far as your educational qualifications and your basic documents are concerned.
Sure. Now, if you go to the Canadian immigration website, you can type on Google, you will get to the Canadian immigration website. It's called IRCC. Once you go to the Express Entry tab, you will see a list of agencies there, I think four, or if not five, which are called educational credential agencies. The most popular is WES. I gave you the WES, earlier. So WES is a very often visited website for credential evaluation. There are other ones, including one in my city in IQAS in Edmonton, Alberta. Toronto has one. I think it's ICES or something. I forgot the name. So all these agencies are there authorized by the Canadian government to assess all your foreign degrees. So once you uh, did we disconnect your call? Once we have these foreign degrees evaluated, and they will tell you the final in a letter, authoritative letter, that this your degree is worth this much, and so that you can assign yourself points. For example, if somebody has a degree, a master's degree from a university for which there's not much reputation, or maybe the coursework is not something, or so that agency, for example, West, will decide whether your degree is worth master's degree points or not, and then you can make your points in Express Entry point system. So you have to go to this agency. You can pick and choose. Pretty much, they are charging the same thing, give or take a few dollars here and there, and you can upload all your documents, and you can set up a unique password ID, and they will give you everything is online. By the way, there's no talking to any person.
What would be the cost of it, roughly, to get the
Uh,
credentials?
that's a good question. I have not done it myself. I don't deal with credential evaluation for people like you and other software people. I say do it on your own. So I do not know what they're charging. The cost could be around $300-$400 in that range. I'm not too certain, but you can go to the website and check it out. These are all Canadian dollars, by the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
understood.
And by the and before I finish on this, there's no advantage in doing this through a consultant. You can do this on your own, because you are savvy, you are knowledgeable, you're smart, you have a computer, you have a login ID, you can upload everything. Nothing more that the consultant can do it better for you.
Thank you for that, sir. Thank you. Sir, I wanted to know more about the medical insurance part also, because that health insurance is important when you are residing in a foreign land. What are the rules and regulations pertaining that, and how do we opt for it?
The medical insurance is a socialized system in Canada for all immigrants and citizens who live there, including work permit holders. So when you make Canada as your home, then depending on where you are, for example, you are in Maharashtra and UP and Delhi and other places. This is a state system. We have a system called provinces. We are different provinces like Ontario and British Columbia. So every province has a different healthcare system and different rules to enroll. I can tell you in Alberta, where I am, excuse me, I got a lot of dust here coming in. I'm not used to so much dust in India. Uh, the Alberta healthcare system, where as soon as you are an immigrant there, you can immediately enroll and become a member of the system, and then that covers you for medical costs. That means you don't pay for hospital visits, you don't pay for doctors. You can check on the website. But I think Ontario may have some waiting time. British Columbia have some waiting time. That means you can enroll after a few months or so. But for individual guidelines, you have to go to the website of the plan and check it out. So if you are planning to go to Ontario, then you go to Ontario. Just type on the Google Ontario. I think it's OHIP on Google, and then you can see the website, and then you can see how to enroll, and it will tell you the rules how to enroll. But every immigrant gets healthcare coverage, even though it's maybe waiting time. But eventually, you get the healthcare coverage. Healthcare coverage is one of the primary factors in these countries. I mean, in India, for example, you can't expect if you have a heart surgery in Pune, you don't expect the government to pay for your heart care surgery. Will the Maharashtra government pay for your heart care surgery?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
So, but in Canada, the Ontario government will pay for your surgery and hospital visits and everything. Everything is covered except few things which are not covered. Which I don't want to talk about them right here. But like for example, dental is not covered, eye vision is not covered, and there are some things which are not covered. But the major things which will kill you, for example, big time surgeries, and just to talk to a hospital, just to talk to a doctor, you don't have to pay money. So those things are covered by the government.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, when we reached Canada and we initially settled down with a new place, new people, can you give some insights on the culture? That look, this is how these things happen in India, but in Canada, this is how you should deal with it. It could be anything. I am asking this question because once you enter a new place, it takes time for you to get accustomed to the culture. Culture is also important because the behavior of the people there would be very different. In India, things happen through jugaad, but as far as I have read and known, Canada works firmly on laws. If you deviate the law, you are penalized irrespective of whoever. So, in regards to that, especially when you hunt for an accommodation, you are staying with people unknown, which would happen obviously when you land there. How do you adjust yourself smoothly? Just like I want some insights on the basic ethics and manners of the people and how you should deal with to avoid any kind of conflicts or unnecessary issues.
Yeah, you are overthinking about the settlement issues. I think everything will become easy as soon as you land there, and you look at people, you talk to people, you understand how people are behaving. So everything will come automatically. Just don't break any law. Just stay safe. Follow the rules, and you'll be fine. There are already 1 million plus Indians living in Canada at any time, maybe growing. And in big cities like Toronto, I mean, there are the huge conclaves of Indian people, and even from Maharashtra and other places. So you will find always a support groups where you can, connect and socialize and stuff. They can help you in other how to find a job and housings and stuff. As far as the culture is concerned, the best culture is where you can stay honest and don't have to lie. One thing I can say about Canada is that, and I've been living in Canada for more than 13 years. I can tell you this that Canada respects law-abiding people who follow the law. They don't lie and they don't do things in the proper manner. There's no corruption, of course. not as you are, as we see in India. So everything will come, automatically. You'll adjust automatically as you stay. So there's no preparation needed. Just stay honest. Just stay, clear of any violation, and don't lie, don't deceive anything, and you'll be fine.
Thank you for that, sir. Thank you. Sir, what about getting a driving license?
Driving license. I don't know the answer to this question, because when I went to Canada, I already had a driving license from America. So I never had to take a driving license test or examination. I had an American driver license. I gave my license and I got on the spot Canadian license. So I'm not so sure about Indian license, if it is valid to be accepted and to give a equivalence or not. But let us assume if somebody from India does not have any Indian license and he has to start from scratch, that means he applies for learning license first and he takes the examination, like a written examination, then schedule for a practical test. Once you pass this, I'm telling you about Alberta, by the way, I'm not sure about other provinces. So they give you a graduated driver license, GDL, first. So that means you take some time to learn the skills, and then once you're ready, then you can take the advanced test, like driving on a highway and snow and stuff. So, and that's how you get the permanent. But if you are absolutely zero skills, then you have to start from a learning. That means that you read a book first. You read all the laws about speed and hazardous driving and stuff. Once you have, I think last time, for example, I'm the wrong person to answer the question, because I have never taken a test in Canada about driver license, because my license was issued in America in man, that's like in 1996. So I've been driving for more than it's been 25, 26 years now. So I never had to take a test, because they respected American license, and few countries also, like I think England, Australia, another country. If you have a license from there, so they take it and they give you equal. And so I never had to apply for a test or any skill examination in Canada. So I'm the least qualified person to tell you how to apply, but I know my daughter applied, but she's a Canadian citizen. But she applied and she had to take the test, written test and practical test, and that's how you go. So I'm assuming if you have zero experience from India, then that's how you have to go. But what you have to do is, if you're going to Ontario, go to Google and type on Ontario driver license. It will tell you for internationally qualified people how to go from there. What I can tell you this: if you have a visa, if anybody who has a visa in India to go to Canada, whether immigrant visa or work visa or even a student visa, if you have a valid driver license in India, you should take the copies of your driver license and get what is called a driver's abstract. That means your driver license information from the transport authority. So that tells you when was the license issued, if you have any violations, what kind of cars can you drive, and so forth, and maybe also your insurance information. So those information might be handy for the Canadian authorities to evaluate your driving record. Maybe you are a dangerous driver or not, you are a safe driver. At least they will get some information.
Thank you for that, sir. Valuable piece of info. I'll definitely work on that. My last question to you would be, sir, for a role of mine, which is like a data analyst, which provinces or which industry has more opportunities so that I can attempt making more search in those domains?
Yeah, right now I think it's irrelevant for you to be fixed on some province, because you are going to express entry. Express entry covers all the provinces in Canada except Quebec. So once you get the PR visa, you can pretty much settle in any province outside Quebec. As far as jobs are concerned, if you are a data analyst, like in the finance and sales and CRM domain, most likely you will get a job in a big cities. Smaller cities may not have that something to offer to you. I'm talking about Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto, of course. These are the big cities where big corporations and big, like multi office chains, Fortune 500 companies are established, and they will most likely have something for you. For example, I'm from a small city in Canada. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta. I don't know. I don't think there are many big companies in Edmonton as they are maybe in Calgary or some Vancouver and Toronto. So ultimately, if you get the PR visa, you might want to start with the big city first, and that's what I can say.
Thank you, sir. What is the minimum score needed in Express Entry to qualify for a PR? The
It
score
keeps
ranges somewhere between four.
it keeps fluctuating. So for people who are overseas like you, people who have no experience in Canada, who have no other way to qualify for express entry, the CC class or federal trade class, I think you have to follow the intakes in the past 3 4 months. You will see the points will hover around 460, 470, around 450 or so. So give or take, you are looking at a target of 450 plus, and it will keep changing. And there's no way to predict what will be in the next 6 months. But the points are given based on your disconnect this call. The points are given based on your four factors, which is your age, of course, which cannot change, your education, which cannot change. You have the education, what you have, your work experience. You already have 3 years experience, so there's nothing you can change. The number four, something that you can change is English. If you can bring your IELTS score, like CLB 8 and 9 high as possible, I think that gives you maximum boost to your points, and that's how you can do. I'm hoping that your master's degree from India is assessed as equivalent to the Canadian, so that they can give you the full marks of 23 points in FSW, and that's what I can hope. Otherwise, there's nothing much you can change except the English.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. I think you have answered all the questions I had. I had around 8 9 questions. You have covered them pretty well, and I'll request you to post this video on the net, because this will give clarity to any guy who wants to enter this domain and make a career abroad. Thank you so much, because it will prevent many others from spending excess money and getting cheated also, as a matter of fact. Because I saw your video, I had a narrow escape. I was about to give a check of 2 lakhs. I just put it on hold after seeing your video.
I like
I send you a
I like
screenshot of that check.
this happens to me. This happens to me all the time. Uh, your photos, I think this happens to me all the time, and I feel very glad and privileged that God has given me that opportunity and that mission in life to help people so that I can help them save money. Just like you were ready to pay somebody 2 lakh rupees for pretty much nothing actually. And some people called me from Punjab. Maybe they were doing a student visa and other nefarious schemes where there was a mother I remember 3 years ago. She was about to go on the same day and hand over 5 lakh rupees cash to somebody, and she saw some video. She called me and I said, stop, don't give any money. And i I feel good in helping somebody save money and not being defrauded. So I feel a great justification of what I do, and I thank God that I was given the chance and to help people like this. So to summarize one more time, just to summarize, what is the takeaway from this discussion with you today? Number one, do your own research. The government's website on immigration, IRCC, you can check it online, is excellent resource for many people to read. Even lawyers read them all the time because all the updates, are continuously posted on a daily basis. So do your homework, read everything about it. It's in English, of course. It's not in some other, it's in English. It's very easy to understand. If you don't understand something, make a list of your questions, and then approach any Canadian lawyer, IRCC consultant who's licensed. And then what you need to tell them is, look, I've done my homework. I have some unresolved questions. I need 1 hour of your time. I don't need you to charge me 2 lakh rupees, because I don't need you to file my application, but I have few questions which are unclear. So what is the value of your time? Do you charge X number of dollars per hour? Okay, this is my money to you. Please answer these questions and tell me if you know the answer. And then, uh, once you have the knowledge, once your questions are answered, once the confusion is removed, then you are ready to file this on your own. Other advantages of doing this is because everybody needs to make money. When the consultant knows that you have prepaid for the time or something, so they don't have to worry about how to give you some sales pitch and how he can get you a job offer something, or how he can make more money by persuading you to make the application through you. So he can focus on removing your confusion and nothing more, nothing less. Uh, Eventually, after everything is done, after you have the confusion removed, your documents are ready, your time to upload. All you have to do is, maybe if you're still unclear, maybe go back to the same consultant, same lawyer, or somebody else and say, look, my application is done, and would you like to just take a look at my documentation so that you can preemptively discover any mistakes. Maybe I don't even know, maybe I'm doing some mistakes, so that you can check it out so that you're done. Even if you do two consultations, that is better than handing over 2 lakh rupees to somebody for pretty much data entry and file work. One of the big advantages of doing applications on your own, which I've always emphasized, is that you control your own information and your own outcome of the application rather than somebody else. If you give this to a consultant or lawyer, what happens if they do the mistake? What recourse do you have? Pretty much nothing. And sometimes you hear horror stories where consultants and lawyers even they mess up some information, maybe due to data entry, clerical error, or something, just to persuade people to fill in some gap of employment, or just use some wrong documents and stuff. And then they don't take responsibility of those actions, even though the file is under your name. But even though they are doing this, they have charged the money, and if it is rejected, possibly with a 5-year ban, misrepresentation ban, they will quickly sideline themselves from the scene, and then you are stuck with it. You lost your money, you lost your application, you're facing a strict disciplinary action from the immigration, and then you have nothing left. So it is better to know and to gain knowledge about the process and do this on your own, so that you will come out in a better position.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that valuable piece of advice, because the more you know, the better for you. That is what I believe. Rather than outsourcing your destiny or your future to someone else, it is best if you take control of it and work on it. That adds more value, awareness, and that will save your money and time also.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your valuable time. I'm really pleased talking to you, and I will also appreciate the good work that you have done by saving millions of rupees of many people in this form. Thank you so much.
The
Thank you,
ironic
Sajid.
the
Have a nice day.
the the ironic thing is that many people ask me, uh, they ask me that if I can take the case, and they are willing to pay me 2 lakh rupees or whatever, as you said. And when I tell them, look, I don't need your money, I don't need to take your application. I will charge only a fraction for consultation. They think some, not all people, they think that wasting money on consultation is less preferable than handing me 2 lakh rupees or more, so that I can do the application, even though I have no extra power or no extra privilege or access to getting the work done. It is still the same thing. But it's like it is baffling to understand that people are willing to spend 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees for a process that they don't understand. They are handing over the money to somebody else, and not wanting to spend a little money to get to know the process. It is always startling and baffling to me. But hey, that's what how the world works. But hey, thank you very much, Prashant, and I hope to see you in Canada sometime. And
Thank you,
um,
sir. I'll keep
I
you
have
posted on the updates. Anywhere I'm stuck, I'll get back to you.
okay. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.